If you believe I am interested in granting you mercy, given the scope of your failure, Commander Aaron, then you are most mistaken. For what you have done, or put more plainly, failed to do, I have no other choice than to make an example of you to the rest of my fleet and galaxy. For your failure to destroy the rebels in the Lylan system, you will be executed by firing squad. Not an easy decision, but one that must be made. I would hope you would do the same in my position. Yes, I am well aware of your years of service. That is why I am showing you mercy, by not having your whole lineage annihilated. But question my decisions again, Commander Aaron, and I will not hesitate in having your entire home world destroyed. I will not ask if that is clear. I know I have made it so. Now leave my sight. I do not see the need for guards to escort you to your cell, Commander. After all, you know the consequences of any attempted escape, don't you? Now be gone! The next time I want to see your face is on screen, when your execution is being publicly televised. Now, my loyal servant, what is next on today's agenda? After all, the crowd here has been most attentive, and I'm certain they're excited to see what poor fool deserves my judgment next. Oh, we're done for the day. Thank the stars. All of you be gone. The day's events have concluded, and should any of you linger in this hall for even a moment longer, I shall have you and your families executed. Finally, it's over. For today, at least. There is still, of course, tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. Such joys in ruling the galaxy. Such terrifying power at my disposal. But if I could only go back in time, I'm not sure that I wouldn't stop myself from embarking on this foolish journey. Still, no matter. It is what fate has decided for me, and... Who's there? Who dares linger in these halls when I gave commands to leave? Show yourself, fool! Show yourself before I... Oh, my loyal servant. Whatever are you still doing here? Did you not hear my command to leave? Have I worked you so hard that your physical exhaustion has reached your senses too? Ah, I see now. With a wave of my hand, a mere thought, really, I could open those doors for you, of course. This ship responds to my every mental whim. No wonder it has been so successful in our continued dominance of the universe. But I see no reason for you to leave, my loyal servant. The threatening words I spoke were not meant for you. Of course not. You have been my servant for many years now, have you not? Always bringing me whatever I've asked for without a moment's hesitation, whether that be my ledger, my beverages, or the heads of my enemies. I'm not certain how someone so weak and small manages to acquire such a body count, but I've found that imagining such things offers me much more fun than any truth ever could. So I'll ask that you keep your lips shut, and that you bring yourself closer to me. Do it. Your emperor commands you. There we are. How are you this dark and dingy evening, my loyal servant? I know the day's events have been long for one such as yourself. Even for me, they have been tedious. While I once enjoyed the ceremonies performed in this throne room, now I find them a chore. One of the many that take up my days whenever we are in between planets to pillage and ransack and conquer. It's almost as if being an emperor takes actual work, something my younger self certainly didn't realize when they took this path. And the more my already vast empire grows, the more work there seems to be. Why, there must be hundreds of planets to our name now, so many I've stopped keeping track. My hands grip the life flow of all these worlds, holding more power than most of their inhabitants could even imagine. And yet, I find myself wishing that a few planets might slip through my fingers, just to lighten my workload somewhat. I don't recall the last day I was able to relax. The last day I woke up without a mountain of tedium ahead. And the worst part is, I can't even complain about it. I can to you, of course. I mean, who are you going to tell? Nobody in their right mind willingly speaks to the emperor's servant. The secrets you could glean, the stories you could tell me. It's quite wise of them to avoid you. And of course, you know what I would do to you, were the words I'm sharing with you to be told outside of this room, don't you? Oh yes, flaying would certainly come into it at some point, I'm sure. I have done more for less. But really, I'm not sure why you would choose to do such a thing. After all, who would be stupid enough to lose such a rare thing as the Emperor's trust once they have it? I must contend with backstabbers so often that I don't give out my trust easily. In fact, amongst the entire crew of this ship, even amongst my own dark disciples, you are the only one I can really talk to. Because you hold no power over me. You lack the skills to even threaten me. And I know that you know this. I know even being in my presence sends shivers down your spine. Because you know, if you displease me even the smallest amount, I would have you killed. Or even destroyed with the merest mental suggestion. I won't say that will never happen to you, but you're safe for the moment, my loyal servant. I have enough self-control to keep myself from venting my frustrations out on someone so indisposable. But you might think otherwise, given you've no doubt noticed that I've been using these throne room sessions to vent my frustrations a lot recently. Just ask Commander Aaron. It wasn't his fault that the rebels got away, really. I'm sure he did everything he could. But he still failed. And that gives me a wonderful opportunity to burn away the tedium by coming up with a deliciously twisted punishment. I'll lose a talented commander, certainly. But he'll be replaced within the hour by another, desperate not to make their predecessor's same mistake. So if anything, it's a win, really. A win for my empire. A delightfully devilish addition to my own reputation. But perhaps not for me. You see, such a cruel reputation has its drawbacks, my loyal servant. Nobody in their right mind wishes to be around me. Even you sought to leave, desperately rushing for the exit, only betrayed by the throne room's gate closing. Not that I blame you. There's not a soul alive that doesn't fear me in one way or another. And while that's fine at first, certainly what my younger self desired, I happen to find that I've become a bit lonely in recent times. Now I know I don't need to threaten you into silence, my loyal servant, because you know what the consequences will be if word gets out. Yes, I am lonely, desiring company. Not someone I'm commanding, not somebody I'm ruling, but someone I can talk to, share my real self with. And I didn't think of this until a moment ago, my loyal servant, but I believe that person might be you. Ah, I can sense your hesitation. But worry not. Nothing about your life would change. Your status would remain the same. You are far too valuable to risk losing in such a manner. But perhaps you could be valuable in another way. A more personal way. You have a decision to make now, my loyal servant. I won't use my power upon you. The decision is your own. I will ask you to come towards me. Should you refuse, nothing will happen to you, and we shall speak no more of this. Everything will continue as normal. But if you do, the potential benefits will be glorious. Of course, as I said, you will stay the same. Publicly, at least. But should our professional relationship grow more intimate, then I may be inclined to grant you hidden benefits. A nicer room, perhaps. Actually, my own might do. But we'll see. All in due time. I would let the guards know you are to be protected. But more than that, you would be under my protection too. More so than you have ever been before. And I promise you, my loyal servant, there is not a safer place in all of the universe than at my side. Now, my loyal servant, it is time for your decision. Perhaps the most important decision of your wretched little life. Come here. Your emperor commands you.